Greetings, I am Liz and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together!
Hello again. It's nice to see you. I'll just put your name down and you can go right in.
I really am enjoying this game. I cannot explain how much.
This has become more and more endearing and I am very charmed.
Yeah, okay. So, I think we started with the Room of Palms, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to the Room of Palms.
Sure.
And see if we noticed anything different. Now, it's been a long time ago, so hopefully if it's there, we'll notice.
Right.
But who knows?
Who knows? Oh, it
Yes!
does change!
It does do it. It does do it.
You return to the Room of Palms. The speed dating rounds have wrapped up, but some ghosts are still hanging around.
Oh, hang on, what?
What? Choose your date. Oh, you don't have to do it again!
Hang on. Okay, but we already went with you. What happens if we choose the same date? Like, I don't necessarily want to do it on screen, because what if it's exactly the same?
I have no idea. We'd have to go look at that on our own. Anyway,
I
you
guess
wanted
you-
to do, we could do stuff.
I was gonna do stuff. Like, I feel like we would need to approach Riley differently to get where I want to get.
In specific rooms. Okay.
Maybe, but there's more ghosts than the rooms allow for, so there's stuff to unlock somewhere.
Right?
Or maybe you have to get through all 3 in each round.
Yeah, and then it unlocks
Before
something.
you go to a new day.
Or maybe also you have to ask specific questions. So remember how it's like, what was the deal with the antlered ghost?
Right.
And I was like, do you start needing to go back into some of the dates and start asking other questions about other things going on in the area?
Maybe, I don't know.
Anyway,
We were gonna date Steph and find out what her deal is, and what's with the mask and stuff if possible, so let's do that.
Sure!
This is totally different.
I do not remember what the voice was for this.
It's okay.
You catch up with Steph.
Did it.
She looks surprised to see you. You think it's hard to tell with the mask.
In case you didn't notice it was a mask because of designs, now you know.
Yes.
Hi.
Hal!
Yeah.
What's up? Is everything okay? Where are
uh,
you going? I just thought we should hang out.
Honestly, I mean, it's really this one. I just thought we should hang out. The only thing that I keep thinking is going, I still want a ghost to be able to turn you down.
I do
Or
too.
to hear about their date with someone else.
Right?
But like in this case, it sounds like they're all like, none of us connected with each other or whoever else might be in the cycle at all. I would just say, because if there's 3 other options, this doesn't make sense for a round table dating because you can't pair them up.
Yeah.
So there's someone missing that you didn't see that wasn't rotating. People were rotating to them. Or there might have been 3 other people that people were rotating to, and you didn't see them because they weren't moving tables.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that.
Alright, I just thought we should hang out.
Oh! Haha! Cool. I'd like that. Where should we go?
The park, the symphony. Oh, we don't get to...
Do we
So for me, I don't know what you like. Mostly it was you're dead and freaking out about dead. There wasn't learning a lot about stuff.
No, there really wasn't.
But there was, Steph does play a clarinet.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, and mentioned that was something she does. But for me, like, I don't feel like the symphony is a very good date. You can't talk to each other.
It's true.
It's also not a good hang out with someone I don't know at all for the first time, unless you don't want to have to talk to each other. And so for me, I always want to get to know someone.
Right.
So if it was me, I'd say the park.
Okay, the park. That sounds nice, actually. Let's go to the park. It seems simple. I need simple.
Alright, I say
so
bad. I just
simple.
learned I'm dead today.
A heavy layer of snow has claimed the trees and buried the grass nearby.
Ooh.
A cobblestone walking trail twists around the edge of a lake. You pass an old ghost sitting on a bench, tossing nothing on the ground, but still going through the motions.
Aww.
The ghosts of geese gather around him anyway, acting out a ritual that no longer serves any purpose.
No, but I just like the geese though going, I know what this is. I don't eat and I can't eat, but still.
Do you know what that reminds me of?
Huh.
Just give me the wine, quick!
Oh, yeah.
Like, but I remember
From the last
taste.
unicorn. Uh-huh.
Yep. With the skeleton, I cannot remember his name right now.
It's okay, I think it really was just the skull. Like, because, you need it when the skull speaks, when the line, the wine drinks itself. It was part of the riddle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he did actually have a name, if I remember correctly.
I don't know.
Still so confusing.
I also didn't mean to shit on the symphony or anything. Just for me, it would not be a good first date. Because if I'm trying to get to know someone, I want to talk to them.
And again, it does seem to where they go, yes, you just go to the symphony. I'm like, no. The thing is, you go that for the date, and then you go do more afterwards. Mm-hmm. You don't just go to the movie.
And the thing is I've known some people who are like, yeah, we went to the movies, and I'm like, the only thing you did was pick them up, drive them to the movies, watch a movie, and then drive them home. And you're like, when with guys that have known, it's like, yeah, and they weren't interested in, hanging out in their house with a relative stranger after a movie. Yeah, you're right.
Correct.
And it was kind of this impression of like, yeah, and then they didn't want to just, make out or have sex. And I'm like, yeah, they don't know you. Not that anyone needs to, but if they're agreeing to a movie instead of just a sure, let's go.
And I like that I was really like, yeah, you go to a movie and then you go out and you continue going, like you keep the night going. You don't just go and then we go home or then I try to sleep with you. Like I showed what my priorities were.
Right. I know what you mean. You must have a lot of questions. I know what you mean. I don't feel as though I'm prepared to this to me sounds like a social invite to ask them, and I'm not prepared to answer them.
I guess all ghosts must feel this.
Not necessarily.
Or something like it. Were you this lost when you died?
For a while, yes. Or not really, and you just get to choose. I don't think I would be this lost, no, because I wouldn't be that confused about it. On the other hand, it's possible if somehow I didn't realize or know that I died.
Right.
But, I think I would suddenly just be, confused and be like, shit, I'm not keeping track of my goddamn reality. I literally died, and I can't even keep track of that.
Right.
So it wouldn't be that confusion, just be grumpy.
So you were just like, oh, cool, I died. And now I'm a ghost?
It was a little more complicated than that.
Complicated? How?
Everything's different. I didn't know what to do with myself. It would be everything's different. I've always known what to do with myself. Period.
Yeah.
Unless I'm trapped in a situation that I can't leave because of somebody else. If I'm left to my own devices, I always know what to do with myself.
Yeah. I get that. Life is all about goals. Get a job. Have a family, maybe. What do we even do as ghosts? Do we get jobs? What's the point of anything?
You can scare people, you can help people, you can linger. I was gonna say you can have more experiences.
Yeah,
there's still more to do. Clearly you can get to know people, you can also do shit. You also can, free entry to everything ever.
Uh-huh. You can watch everything you want.
You can watch anything you ever wanted. You can attend any show or concert you ever wanted to. You could, people who have the hobby of people watching, you can watch them anywhere doing anything. You want to see the world? Go fucking see the world. Usually it's cost prohibitive. Now, I don't know if you could try all the food, but the one ghost was drinking coffee, so maybe you can.
Maybe.
Yeah. That could be a thing. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just like, I don't know if linger is the way I would say it, but that would be more than... Because my first thought wouldn't be scare people or help people, unfortunately. I'm too self-driven. It'd be more like you can do other things.
I did so much lingering when I was alive. My death has to have a point. I feel like cancer took my life, and now we have another shot at things.
You have a lot of options. I would say you do have a lot of options, huge amounts.
I keep thinking about all the things I can't do now. Eat, drink. I could go for a milkshake right now. Vanilla, with a slice of apple pie.
Oh.
But I guess I won't taste it. There's no point in eating. So then I just want to play my clarinet. But I can't do that either.
As far as I know, you actually could do your clarinet potentially. Oh, because you can't do breath, can you? I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know what the limitations are, because based on everything that I'm hearing, there is actually, you can interact with things if you have a strong enough will.
Right, you
can manipulate and move things and, do things, and also, again, if you have a ghost at least holding coffee, maybe that means they were drinking the coffee, and they have coffee literally that was set out, so...
Well, that's what I was gonna say. So, I think there are more options than Steph realizes. But you can do so much more. You'll get used to it. You can do so much more. There's more things.
At least I can still do puzzles and finish learning Japanese. I think I'm ready to take my mask off.
Oh. Are you sure? Wait. Was that even a question? Was that even was that on the table?
Hang on. Was that a theme? Is it, that's the thing I was kind of That feels rather abrupt because I wasn't connected to it. And again, I'm like, okay, so sometimes you can really have a story where you're not really connected to a character's experience, but you can kind of go back and go sort of read over it or whatever and sort of figure out the theme is kind of there and understanding kind of what's going on.
The thing is they pointed out that Steph has a mask on in this experience, not during the speed date.
Yeah, they did.
And then suddenly going, I think I'm ready to take it off now, going, was that a thing at all? Was that, like, again, was that on the table? Was that part of it? Like, was that a focus?
I don't know.
I don't even know how to respond to that, because I would say, what? For me, I would just say, what? You got? Are you sure? I don't want to make you... I would be like, okay. Like, I would be really surprised by that.
If you say so.
That sounds really non sequitur. Aww.
Oh. How do I look?
You look like a cute snail.
You look adorable.
You look like you.
I feel like crying.
Aww.
The good tears. But nothing's coming out. Thanks for the talk. It helped a lot.
We should do this again sometime.
What are
ghost friends for? Yeah, we should do this again sometime. Honestly, this doesn't feel like this is over now. Why is this over now? We just barely started hanging out.
I'd like that.
I feel like we spent a lot more time on all of our other dates and hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
That one was short conversation. The other ones had so much filler of travel time and looking at other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially like going to the lake and the house and stuff. That would have been hours of, traveling and hanging out together.
The only thing they could consider doing was going, okay, so your first time through, you have to go through the whole thing, and then this is supposed to be like, you just kind of go back in time, so you just go to the end of basically that round.
I guess, maybe. I don't know, we're gonna have to see what happens, because the plan was to do one more full round of dating, but if that's not the case, what we're gonna have to do is follow up with a couple of these ghosts and see if we can clear one of the rooms and see what happens.
Right? It's hard to be a ghost. But Steph seems like she'll be alright. What's next for you, though?
I guess more speed dating, since we can't go anywhere else.
I guess, since that's all we have.
Ooh, there's the save. Save. It looks like a power symbol, though, so I keep going, oh no, the game!
I know, I keep seeing the old Mac power symbol.
So let's see what Steph is.
Sure, let's find out.
Stephanie. The different colors. I love that the ghosts are colored. I really do.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Spirit of Denial.
1983 to 2004. Brain cancer. It took Steph to realize, a while to realize she was dead. If you beat cancer, it can be hard to accept it when it comes back with a vengeance. Though the disease ultimately took her life, it could not take her spirit. Now Steph begins a new chapter, overwhelmed by the potential death affords.
And I think that is the kind of thing of going overwhelmed by the potential of going... Like, there's so many things it feels like there's nothing, and all I can think of is what I can't do, not what I can do.
Right.
Alright, let's try again.
Sure. Hello again.
Hi.
It's nice to see you. I'll just put your name down, and you can go right in.
Alright, so we were planning on wrapping this up pretty soon, so if this is what happens, and we're not going to mine the whole game for content like crazy, I think we should try and complete the Room of Palms and see what happens there, so we have an idea of game mechanics. Oh, you lose them. Interesting.
Oh.
Okay.
We lost,
The shark guy.
Yeah.
The football guy. Okay, that's fascinating.
Oh, crap.
I mean, that's not necessarily...
Well, the question is how do you go back then?
So, the weird thing for me is going, okay, you would start a new game, and that's how you would go back. Because you would still unlock the gravestones that way. This is one...
You can't start a new game. It saves after everything, so you'd have to go and you'd have to delete the save files.
No, it says new game is one of the options, isn't it?
No? This is start a new game.
Oh. I don't know then. I don't know.
Like, I gotta tell you, this is the start
but
of
I would say there's gotta be a way to unlock them all.
There has to be.
Okay. This room is now empty. So, we're suggesting that we're doing all of this on one evening.
Maybe?
And going, you went on the other date, and then you came back that same night. Or day, or whatever, or time.
I have no clue.
That's wild.
It could be. It could also not be.
Based on... But the thing is you return, but two, going, there are still some ghosts lingering here. Either we missed the event completely, but since she says, I'll put your name down, it sounds like we should be there for the event. We either are coming back on the same day, or same experience, same shift, or we're missing the whole event.
What if it's also one where they kind of just go, you have to clear out all the rooms, and then you can kind of go back for each one, or it unlocks something else. Like, there's another layer to it.
I imagine so. There's a way to get to a new day, but also I'm like, what happens if you date the same person again? Why did they come back to the room? That's what I want to know now.
You return to the room of black. The speed dating rounds have wrapped up, but some ghosts are still hanging around.
Of course they wrapped up. We were in those speed dating rounds. They would have had to stop because we went somewhere.
Choose your date. Drea, Gary, or Hattie.
See, and part of me is like, do they know you've dated them if you choose them again? Like,
do you want to contact mine, or do you want to look at something else?
That's the problem I'm having. I'm suddenly here with all of you going, I don't know which one to do. Hattie sounded cute. Let's give it a freaking try.
Sure, let's do Hattie.
There will be other things to learn for completionism later. Da-da-da. Is Hattie going to get grumpy at us for standing up?
You arrive at Queen Mary's to meet Hattie for your date.
Oh, it just saved.
It's 7:04 a.m. You're a little late. Looking around, this could be any nursing home. Yellowed walls, stained drop ceilings, supply carts line the corridors along the odd, empty IV stand. The sun's not quite up, but the residents sure are. Walking the halls to get a bit of exercise, chatting over weak decaf in the dining room next to reception.
Oh, hey.
Oh, you came.
Ha.
Welcome to Queen Mary's, my home. What do you think?
It's nice. It's sad. I think I'd just say it's nice. My first impression is usually it's fine, and it's sad sounds way too direct for me.
Isn't it though? I just love it here. These are my people. Behind Hattie, an old woman hangs up the lobby phone. The woman begins to cry.
Oh.
Her son. Probably making more excuses not to visit.
Can we do anything? Do I have to sign in? Oh, that's like change the subject so fucking hard.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I would say this, but I wouldn't change the subject, so that's the closest I can get.
Yeah. Not unless you possess her son and march his sorry butt down here. Hattie laughs.
I laugh too.
Please don't actually do that. It won't help. Besides, there's someone I want you to meet.
Right. We were here to meet somebody.
Hattie floats off down the left corridor. All these corridors look the same, but she knows exactly where she's going.
I desperately want to see her floating and see all the little cotton balls blue through the air.
I actually like the concept that you don't look like your body. Like, you look like something else, and something very different.
Potentially, yeah.
Like, and some of them seem to... Like, I would be curious as to why some of them look more basically humanoid or human-esque.
Right.
And then other ones are, well, like Hattie, your floating balls or, like, stuff. You're like a mold thing? Or...
You are the cancer? I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. I was like, and the thing is, it's like... It is interesting. I also think it's really funny because our good football player was just like, yeah, you stay exactly the same age you died at, and going, that wouldn't matter if you just look like anything. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, your priorities are very interesting based on the fact that we look like what the hell ever.
Right. Exactly where she's going. You pass a number of open doors, glancing inside. Some residents watch TV from their beds. Others just stare out their windows or at the walls. Most rooms are bare. A few are decorated. There are tall plants, fine wood furniture. In one room, you spot a record collection.
Yay.
Essential possessions transplanted to make this place feel more like home. At the far end of a long hall, Hattie stops and turns to you. So, I know this is probably obvious, but we're here to see Milton.
Yes.
He was my partner for 47 years. If you think I'm a firecracker, Milton's all sparks.
Oh, that's cute.
You'll like him, I think. He's been doing worse lately.
Is he sick? How can I help? Is he sick?
He's just old. The little things stack up when you're old. Eventually, one kills you. I've been spending a lot of time here. It has him concerned. Milton says I'm hanging on to the past. He wants me to make friends who are more like me.
Which is why you're here. Which
Ghosts.
is why you're here.
Ghosts, he means. I want to show him that I met a good one. I want him to meet you. It will make him so happy. Again, I like this, that the dates are non-romantic.
So far, they've been 100% non-romantic, and that's been very interesting. Where speed dating for ghosts is really just about connection and just companionship and friendship.
And they've even been sort of like I want to say, like, non-sexual either, which is interesting, too, because people can have dating, like, you just have hookups, right?
Yeah, you can have non-romantic that's very, sexual
I am
charged.
not here to shame anyone. Like, that is not my intention in any way or regard.
None.
It's fine for either one. But I just find it to be interesting because I so rarely hear people talk about friend dating.
Yeah.
Or dating, basically, your
Just
friends, or dating to find companionship, not dating looking for, quote, a relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'd always found dating to be deeply fucking stressful as a result of that stuff, because there was always that threat, especially because most people tended to assume that I was very cis, and the big thing that I found to be very frustrating, especially for people who are assigned female at birth, and then everybody assumes that you're a woman. You go, the only reason that a lot of the demographic wants to hang out with you is because they're expecting to get sex out of you. They don't actually want to spend time with you, and you're like, I just want to have fun, and people find that to be very weird. Going, but we can't have fun. We should be in a relationship.
What is that thing too of going, if we're not getting into a relationship, what are we doing? And if I'm spending effort on you that isn't moving towards a relationship, what are we doing?
Right.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I experienced a lot, even just, dating men or hanging out with men in my past. Sometimes I don't know if I was on a date or not, that someone asked me to hang out and we hung out and it felt weird, and then we didn't really do it again. And I think they were after something that I literally didn't understand, or they were doing social cues that I didn't understand. Like, one time I went to this guy's house and played video games with him, and we ate french fries, because he had a deep fryer, and he was like, it's the coolest thing ever, before they were really popular,
Right.
And I was just like, and there was this weird sort of just, what are we doing? It wasn't really super engaged with the video games. He kept seeming like he was sort of waiting for something or looking for something, and we didn't have a whole lot to talk about other than the game, and it was fine. It was a fine hangout, but it was just then he never asked ever again, and we were just kind of a little bit more distant co-workers, and I was like, did I miss something? And as I'm older, I'm thinking he was probably either trying to hook up. And I just didn't catch any of the signals at all with him actually being polite, because, if a guy doesn't get up in my fucking space, then I don't actually know that they're trying to get me to do something that I'm not interested in yet.
Right.
You know that.
Anyway. It will make him so happy.
So happy. Sorry, that was a long segue.
That's okay. Hattie turns to go into Milton's room.
Oh, no.
Good morning, Millie! Inside is an empty bed, neatly made.
Oh, no.
Milton is gone. Oh. No.
Oh, no.
Hattie frantically searches the room. She spots the chart at the foot of the bed. It says he had an aneurysm. He was taken to the hospital.
Pardon me.
Bless you. She looks at you with fear in her eyes. I have to go.
I understand. Can I come with you? Holy shit, I came to come with you.
I'd like that. I know it's a lot to ask, but I'm scared to do this alone.
Yeah, in this case, I'm like, the reason you wanted me to come with you was to be there when you saw Milton again. That was the purpose of this hangout. So it wasn't just come to the nursing home with me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You arrive at the hospital with Hattie. She floats behind the reception counter to locate Milton's room. 2nd floor, intensive care. Milton's room is dim. A reedy old man with a thick mustache lies in the bed, motionless.
Aww.
It's quiet except for the steady whoosh and click of the machine by his side.
Yeah.
A ventilator connected to a tube run down his throat. The machine is breathing for him.
You know what? This reminds me a lot of a Mortician's Tale in this particular round, because this game really does deal with death and dying, and in a sort of sensitive and thoughtful way, but from a lot of different directions. And I'm like, honestly, based on the death and dying class that I took, which is totally a focus of psychology, when I was in college, I would really say that this would be a great game so far to recommend to there. Right. Because it makes you think, not necessarily about the afterlife, but just about death and the experience of it. They're like, death and consequences. And I'm like, and it's handled, as I said, really respectfully so far.
Oh, no. Milton. She looks around as if he might have already left his body. It was supposed to let him go. Hattie looks at Milton's chart.
Oh, the do not resuscitate.
He says he was found unresponsive. No signs of brain activity. But I still feel his presence. Don't you?
A DNR. Okay, so sometimes DNRs, do not resuscitate, are not respected, and you really have to have this, like, power of attorney and specifically sometimes someone to enforce it. Like, there's even jokes, like, in like, memes in the nursing community of so much of, but they're starting to die, we need to save them immediately kind of thing. There's even one person that did, I don't know if it was
it wasn't like a nurse, it was a TikTok.
A TikTok, and they're just like, you know, oh my god, we have to save them, people going, no, and then, well, this thing, and then being like, they've got a strong will to live. Oh my god, resuscitate them. You know?
Because they were so frustrated going, oh my god.
Let people have their DNRs.
Yeah.
If they're ready, let them have it. And it's apparently a thing that's really hard to do in some places, and some hospitals don't really support them amongst the staff culture very well.
Yeah.
So, that one. I feel it. I think he's gone. I don't know if I would feel it. I would be like, I would just respond to her experience over me, so that's good enough.
But where is he? Is he lost somewhere? Is he trapped in there? Oh, Milton.
Some people have described...
His sister has power of attorney. He didn't want this. He signed a form that said, do not resuscitate.
There it is. There's the DNR.
He didn't want this. Hattie looks up. I'm sorry I dragged you here. I know this must be quite awkward. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone with Milton now. Are you going to kill him? Like, are you going to interact with the world?
And turn things off? I don't know. Who knows? That's
I actually
wild.
kind of want to give her, like, as morbid as it might sound, I really hope that she has that ability, because I can understand that thing going like, this is torture.
Well, and the thing is going, people's wishes should be respected. Like, the only thing you truly have in life is the choices you make for yourself. Like that, like, the other things happen to you, but you don't necessarily, like, you don't really have them in the same way.
Yeah.
And, like, recently I realized how much, when I've been exposed to death in my life, which hasn't honestly been a lot near me, that most everyone that I've known when they've died hasn't gotten what they've wanted. They haven't gotten, like, their will to be enacted the way they wanted. They haven't gotten exactly what they stated they wanted for their funerals, for anything. And recently, one of our good friends on Twitch, Cacoethic Art, talked about his mom's, like death and funeral, and how it was exactly as she described and what she wanted. And listening to him tell the story, one, it was very sweet and thoughtful and meaningful. He's a very, very cool guy, I say. But it was like, it just occurred to me that I've never seen that happen with anyone else ever. Someone just getting exactly what they asked for when they die, or when they're dying. And so, yeah, I feel her a lot in this case. Because that's been frustrating to me. Like, even when I was a kid, and the first death in the family that was close to me happened with my grandpa, and everyone just went into this weird, awkward scramble of things. And even as distant as it was from it, everyone was arguing about, well, what he wanted or what he should have done. You know? Yeah. And it doesn't matter what he wanted, because what makes more sense is, or what we deserve is. And I'm just like, oh my god.
Family is weirdly entitled like that. You should be here so your family will take care of you. And then also going, then, well, my family's like, well, if I took care of you, then I get to I get to dictate
I get to choose everything for you.
Anyway. I understand. Are you sure you're okay?
I was just asking if you're sure you're okay. I totally understand.
Yes. I'll be okay. Thank you for everything.
Sure thing.
As you step into the hall to leave, you can hear Hattie saying something at Milton's bedside. There's so much more, my love.
Oh, there it is.
Just you wait.
Aww. Oh, damn.
I wonder if what you're supposed to do is you do miss out then on other people. That's fascinating. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm like, I am super intrigued, but I don't want to spoil the rest of this game, because I'm almost kind of curious if, like, what ends the game. So you'll go through all those rooms, and then everybody else will be gone. So you did actually lose, basically, your chance to be with them, unless you kind of, like, there's some sort of reset you can do.
I imagine the game does something.
And then you suddenly walk to the beach, and that's where you have the beach ghosts.
Maybe.
And then you get to decide from there.
It's possible. I was gonna, since we have a couple minutes left, just start the game and see what happens when we go back to that same room, and if all the ghosts have gone, and then wrap up there. What do you think?
Sure. Let's go see if they're all gone. I think
so. We'll at least figure out this one mechanic together, and then encourage you to. Yeah, both of us really like this game. We've been thinking about it a lot lately. Like, it's very thoughtful. It's also very charming. Like, there's a lot to it. So, all of that.
Hello again. It's nice to see you. I'll just put your name down, and you can go right in.
And I'm like, if this is the same time, same round every time, why is she putting your name down again yet? So we just went to the room of black. So we're going to go there again. What happens?
Oh.
Hang on.
You return to the room of black. The speed dating rounds have wrapped up, but some ghosts are still hanging around.
This one didn't empty out.
Oh.
I wonder if it's basically how well you did with them and how long they were willing to wait for you.
Oh.
But if we're gonna do this, I want to know if it's the same. Like, the temptation is to go with Drea, but we don't have time to. But, like, I think just stopping here is probably a good idea and being like, okay, I think it's probably how much of a connection you had. And then how long they're willing to wait around to see if maybe you do come and, pick them up or ask for an activity or something.
Maybe that's what it takes. That would be interesting. Anyway.
Because we didn't connect very well with our sports guy at all.
We did not.
And so he's like, I'll wait one round for you, but then, dude, I'm out of here.
Yeah, that was it.
And that's very interesting. But, like, clearly there's a lot more going on with whatever algorithm this game has here, and I am fascinated. I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for this experience. I love the colors. I love the ghosts being so distinctive. I love how minimal and distinctive this game is, and I like how well the author conveys visuals, how different the stories and experiences are, and like the collection graveyard is fun to encourage you. Like, this feels less like a collectathon and more like, hey, explore these stories. Like, in a lot of games, it's like, I want to complete them because it's like, that's a thing to do. And in this one, I'm like, okay, I want to find out what else you wrote.
Right. And it's also one of those things of going, I feel sort of like the stories are interesting and diverse enough that I really am actually curious. I'm even curious about the football dude, just to be perfectly honest.
Going, what else is there?
Right.
If anything. And going, I assume there's more to it.
Yeah.
Because all of you seem to have a process. And I think that's really neat. And also that makes sense for me with death, because any big change in your reality, in this case, change in your life until you don't have that life anymore, is something that you do have to adjust to, that you have to make changes for. Even if they're really good changes, you can't be the same.
Right.
And I was like, this has just been really fascinating.
Well, I guess anyway, then I guess
that'll
just
wrap
done.
it up.
Yeah,
for us.
I'm like, dang.
We may play this on Twitch at some point, but that is it for this playthrough.
Yeah, so thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos. It actually helps out a lot in regards to the YouTube algorithm. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi, our Patreon, and our Twitch. We have some links in the description down below. We'd love to see you at any of those locations. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Liz.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!